Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Rune Snow, and today we're going to be exploring Magic the Gathering top 10 boon cards. So let's begin with number 10. Well, there has to be 10 on the list, so we're going to begin with Boon of the Wishgiver from Icaro, Lair of the Behemoths. It's an uncommon going for currently 8 cents at the market on the time of this video. Basically, it just says draw 4 cards for 6 mana. Again, it is a horrible card, but we had to fill the top 10, so this is why the only reason why it's here. Interesting artwork. It's really cool, and I like the saying, there is no law of nature that I have not seen. Luminant Break make you wonder what is truly possible. Does it now? And that's about it. So let's move on to number 9, which we have is Invigorating Boon from Onslaught. It's an uncommon, going for 13 cents on the market. Well, the card says, whenever a player cycles a card, you may put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. So this is actually number 9 because it's really cool. If you are playing cycling cards, this card can be very powerful. But if there's no cycling, this card is actually kind of useless, and it can also backfire if your opponent cycles a card. So it depends on what type of format and how you want to play those decks. But other than that, this card's not that good. So let's move on to number 8. At number 8, we have Sacred Boon from Ice Age or 5th edition. Another uncommon going for, again, around 12 cents on the market at the time of this video. It's an instant, so this is why here it's kind of cool card because it says prevent up to 3 damage to target creature at the end of the turn. Put a +1 counter on it for each 1 damage prevented by Sacred Boon. So that's really cool. So you can get an extra 3 defense on that card. So that's it's very unusual because we don't really see those type of cards right now. And let's move on to number 7. So at number 7, we got Boon of Erebos from Theros. It's a common going for 4 cents on the market. Well, it's here because, well, it's better than all the other Boon cards, but this card in general is not that very good, like most Boon cards. It says target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Regenerate. You lose 2 life. So I think that's a very impressive because you can regenerate. That wording right there makes this card actually kind of cool because, well, you can regenerate and it gets +2, so it can destroy obviously a more powerful creature on second turn when you have a creature, or unless you have a creature that costs 0 to put into play, like Mem Knight. So let's move on to number 6. At number 6, we got Mageta's Boon from Prophecy. It's a common, going for 14 cents. So that's actually more than some uncommons. So this card is basically says you may play it at any time you can play an instant. Enchanted creature gets +1/+2 for only 2 mana. So I think that's actually very powerful because it's given, of course, being white, giving that extra defense, and because it can really annoy the defender when they're attacking with, say, a 1/1 or on turn 3. But who knows how you want to play this card. So let's move on to number 5. And halfway down our list is Serra's Boon from various sets. It's an uncommon going for 12 cents. Difference between this and the other one on number 6 is, well, it gets +1 on +2 as long as it's white, but otherwise it gets -2, -1, which therefore you can enchant the enemy's creatures. So it works both ways when you have these 2 cards, which is really very beneficial, I think. And this is why it's at number 5. So let's move on to number 4. At number 4, we got Withering Boon from Mirage, an uncommon going for $3.70. Well, the reason for this is, well, look at the card. It says counter target summon spell. It says pay 3 life, yes. But how often do you see a black card that says counter target spell? So it costs 2 mana, 3 life. I think that is very, very cool. And as you can see, back in the day, it was considered an interrupt, not an instant. Same thing. Very, very powerful, very cool. So let's move on to number 3. And at number 3, we have Kindred Boon from Commander 2017. It's a rare going for $3.99 at the current time. Basically, it says, enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Put a divinity counter, target of the creature you control of the chosen type. Each creature you control with the divinity counter on it has indestructible. Well, that's just so powerful. Again, that means you have to build a deck around a creature type. And this is actually kind of a pretty powerful card just in the Magic world in general. So this is why it's on the list. Boon, and very actual really good card. This is why it's at number 3. But let's move on to number 2. Well, at number 2, you guys may not agree with me, but this Boon card is Boon Satyr. It's from Theros, Commander 2018, a rare for only 15 cents. That's right. The reason why I believe it should be at number 2 is, well, because it has flash. So it costs 3 mana for a 4/2. That's hard to beat when you pay 3 mana for a 4 power creature. So you can either, do it or not. And then it has enchanted creature gets +4/+2. So bestow is if you cast this card from bestow cost, It has an aura spell, enchanted creature becomes a creature again if it's not attached to a creature. I think this is very powerful. I don't know why it's only 15 cents. I guess there's so many other cards you can play. It's basically, it comes down to having that flash ability, which I really like. So there's one card. So let's move on to that number 1 card right now, which we have Boon Reflection from Shadow Mirror or in Double Masters. It's a rare going for $3.22. So it's pretty high up there for an actual rare costing a lot of money. Basically, it says if you gain life, you gain twice that much life instead. You can build so many cards around that, even though it costs 5 mana. At that point, there's like angels that help you win. There's everything, especially with the current standard. If this was available in the standard at the time of this video, this would be the number 1 enchantment. So there's all the Boon cards in this collection and the top 10. And I hope you guys have a good day and a good evening.